really good. I really like this program. Yeah, he's got a really good program going on. It's really entertaining. And I like to watch Chris Bliss because he's more positive, you know? He's a positive channel, a positive show, you know? And it's just, the people, other channels, people barraging each other and just beating each other down and everything like that. It's good to have something positive, you know? Good to watch, you know? But on a negative, just to clear out the negative in my head, this is like you know, just a few notes, just, hey there, Jeffrey, how are you? How's it going? Hey, Laura Lee, how are you? I watched Chris Bliss, just got done watching him. I never really watched him much, I never watched him before very much, but, I didn't know he had a good show going on. He's got a really good show going on. So got to watch it. Kind of peps you up, something to pep you up a little bit. I think that's I just laid. No, I didn't really take a nap. I just laid down a little bit and did a few other things, and I did some laundry. I mean, I did my dishes from my Christmas dinner. I did my laundry, my Christmas, and my dishes today. But I think that if you're in a distressed situation, like a abusive situation, I've been trying to think of the changes that go through. The changes your mind goes through when you go into an abusive situation, whether it's being bullied or, a battered wife or anything else like that, and of a constant, some people have what they call complex PTSD, where I think I may have it. Complex PTSD, where you've been abused over a long period of time. It's not just like being shell shocked from the military or one particular thing. I mean, if you got PTSD because of a one-time car crash, or somebody broke into your house and killed your family, somebody broke into your house and beat you within an inch of your life, that would have been a one-time thing. But it has a different kind of effect when you were terrorized a little at a time every day for a long period of time. Doesn't matter if you're a woman married to a man that beats her up, or, if you're in direct danger and you feel like you're in direct danger on a daily basis. I mean, if you feel like you're in danger on a daily basis and you're really scared and on a daily basis and being tormented on a daily basis, no matter if you're married to him or what, I mean, you know, your mind. I'm just thinking of the things that you think your mind goes, gradually. When you get depressed, I think you'll be more depressed. I think you'll not like yourself. I think you'll always find a way to try to continually try to fit in, continually try to measure up, and try to fit in. You'll be dissatisfied with yourself. You'll always want to improve yourself and change yourself. I don't like the way I talk. I don't like the way I look. I don't like this about myself. I want to be somebody else. I want to pretend that I'm someone else. I want to pretend I'm somebody else. I look at myself and think, wow, I'm such a loser. Whether or maybe I like to actually make believe I'm someone else. I mean, either way, if you don't accept yourself the way you are, if you have to continually try to change yourself and try to transform yourself into someone who's acceptable, if you're always trying to constantly transform yourself into someone who's acceptable, when you don't feel acceptable, you're trying to constantly transform yourself into someone who can be acceptable. You see what I'm saying? That's another symptom of the abused person. You know, with that your self-esteem in your life is like one of these war-torn Middle Eastern Bosnian countries. One of these war-torn countries. Afghanistan after the Gulf War. Or um, um, I mean, Beirut after Vietnam War, or Saigon after the Vietnam War. That's what your world will be like. It'll be like Saigon after the Vietnam War. It'll just be a war zone, just torn all to pieces, And that's where your life will be. You'll just be, you know, and your mind will gravitate toward the negative. I want to try to think about positive stuff. Stay away from things that put me in a negative mood. I think to try to have a good life and a positive life, a happy life, you're going to try to think about positive. Stay away from negative. Try to stay positive. Stay away from the negative. Try to stay positive. If you try to stay away from the negative, try to stay positive. Care about the people that you care about. And try to stay positive. Try to think about positive stuff, in life. Try to think positive. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, just try to think positive in life. I think it's good that we try to stay away from negativity. These are some of my movie posters. See, these are some of my movie posters. Pretty Woman. See, there's a picture of Madonna that came out of a record. There's that Tu Wong Fu. Oh, Lord. Tu Wong Fu poster from the movie. There's the Crying Game poster from the movie The Crying Game. There's the Velvet Underground, a poster from the band The Velvet Underground. That's the Andy Warhol band that was part of the Andy Warhol thing. It's just some people that I kind of look up to that are, people. Stuff like that. Yeah. I might not have shown off my posters, but look, here's my Xanadu poster. The movie Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John. You've got ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Okay, you've got My Fair Lady, and that's Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn. Here's my mom when she was young. And there's pictures of my mom when she was young, back in the 60s. Okay, My Fair Lady, and here is Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yeah, so that's just a few of my movie posters. Try to take care of this plant. This plant's not hanging on too well. It's dying or something. Oh, it's a mum. Somebody got me this mum. Try to get it out and it's still warm. Try to save it and put it in the window and save the thing. Save its life. Some of my plants here. I just need to really transplant some of these into bigger pots. I don't know what's wrong with this mum here. Why it's getting sick and dying, Maybe it needs more light. I don't know. Some of these cassettes, I need to move these out of the way. So, I think there we go. Put it here, maybe try to get it a little more light. Just try to graduate away from the, oh yes she was. That was such a good movie too, if it was. Oh, thank you, yeah. This is grass cloth wallpaper, and if you were here, and if you could see this grass cloth, it's real grass, okay? This grass cloth is real grass. Some of the grass cloth is imitation grass cloth. It's not real grass sewed onto the wallpaper, but that is real grass right there. I put that up in the end of 92 or the beginning of 1993. So that's been up for 28 years. That's been up for about 28 years. This a grass cloth wallpaper has. Can you believe it's been almost 30 years since I put that up there on that wall? And this was paneling. This was wood paneling, but you can take your wood paneling and paint it, You can take wood paneling from the 70s and you can paint it. And that's what this is wood paneling that was painted. Looks pretty good too, doesn't it? The painted paneling. See, you can just take this cheap wood paneling and paint the stuff, Mother-in-law's tongue, whatever the heck this plant is. I don't know what the heck it is. Mother-in-law's tongue. Yeah, that's just wood paneling that was painted. I'd like to paint the kitchen, too. The kitchen's paneling, And I think the only bad thing about the 70s was that paneling. I mean, you can use paneling for one accent wall. You know, one accent wall is fine. Paneling is okay. But I just think if you was to paint this a nice tan or beige color, it would really bring it up. Because the black stripes on it, I don't like. I don't like the black stripes on the paneling. Yeah, kind of dreary looking, you know. And it's just, you know, if I was to paint it a beige color, you know. And I come up with the idea to do this accent wall. See, the walls are tan, the walls are beige, but, you know, the walls are beige, but you got a single brown accent wall. I need to clean this house up, but you got a single beige accent wall here. You see how the beige accent wall looks in here? It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Single beige accent wall. And what I've always loved about this house is when you first walk in the door, you've got a foyer in this house. When you first walk in this house, you get a foyer. See what I'm saying? You get a foyer. When you walk in this house, you walk into a little foyer with a closet. And this flooring has been down since this house was built 50 years, almost 50 years ago. So, see, you got the foyer with the brown accent wall. And on the Young and the Restless, the Abbott's house, Jack Abbott's house. On the Young and the Restless, who called the Young and the Restless, the Abbott's house has brown walls, you know, accent walls. Believe it or not, this year was laying in the road, brand new in its box, brand new in its packaging and everything, in its box, brand new. And it just fell off a truck, man. It fell off a truck, this did. This mirror fell right off a truck. You know, and it was in the middle of the road where somebody had fallen right off the back of a truck and it was laying in the middle of the road, brand new in a box, never opened. You know, but a lot of mirrors, you know, classical mirrors. This piano was mine. I bought it when I graduated high school in 1992. I bought this piano. It was built, this piano here is over 100 years old. This piano was a player piano, built in 1909. It's built by Wurlitzer, the Wurlitzer Piano Company. This piano was built by Wurlitzer. And it's, see, it was built in 1909 when this piano was made. It'd be cool to have it restored, you know. But it is over 100 years old and it's mahogany. So, that's what that is. Mahogany veneer. So I just thought I'd tell you about the piano, that it's over 100 years old. So I just need to clean the house up, but clean this house up, and I'd like to paint this paneling in here. This wood paneling is dreary, and fix this light fixture. You know, I don't have a job. I'm looking for a job. Be nice to be able to put another ceiling fan here, or, you know, believe it or not, what I did, I put all the ceiling fans up in this whole house. I put every last one. Now our friend, put this ceiling fan up. Our friend did. Put this ceiling fan up, but all the rest of these ceiling fans, I put them all up. I put that ceiling fan up. I put up this ceiling fan. Put up that ceiling fan I did. That's the cheapest ceiling fan at Walmart. You can get the cheapest ceiling fan for like $40 or whatever at Walmart. Ceiling fans have really come down in price, I'm telling you. But that's the cheapest ceiling fan at Walmart, and I got 3 of them. When I got the ceiling fans for this house, I got 3 ceiling fans. I got this one here, and I've got one in here that's the same ceiling fan. Then my mom's room has the same ceiling fan in it too. Okay. This ceiling fan here's a bigger one. It's a little more expensive, but so that's kind of a rundown of that stuff. I like our little Christmas tree. It's not the biggest, fanciest Christmas tree. We have a green Christmas tree, a big 7-foot tree, 6-foot tree we haven't used in a long, long time. It's a big lot of trouble to set it up, you know, and it would be a good one, but I like this little white Christmas tree. I am dreaming of a white, yeah, positivity. BRB, sorry. Hey, Joni, BRB, sorry. Oh, what's BRB? Hey, Joni, BRB, sorry. What's BRB mean? Yeah, but yeah. It's okay. But yeah, it's just a few ideas. A little Christmas tree and oh, BRB. Anyway, be right back. Okay. Oh, okay. Be right back. Okay, cool. It's okay, Larly. But yeah, I just thought, accent walls do a whole lot for a house or for a room. Accent walls help a lot. Yeah, positivity in my next year. In this next year, in 2022, I want to try to be more positive. I want to try to stay away from things that make me want to be negative. Negativity is a killer to you. It's not good to be a negative Nancy all the time. And you can't just sulk about your problems. See, this is something Mom got for me too. Mom bought me this to put here in the sitting room here. This is called the sitting room, but this was my bedroom when I was in high school. And I painted this paneling. Now, this grass cloth is real grass cloth, and it's real grass on the wall. It's not fake grass cloth. I put it up almost 30 years ago, and it's hung right on this wall for the past 30 years almost. Now, in the camper, I'm going to try to put wood siding on the camper, almost like a tiny home. Maybe. Maybe not, maybe. But I'm going to show you the wall. I'm going to try to put grass cloth on the wall in the camper. Maybe grass cloth. I want to accent the wall in the camper. Give it some kind of texture, to the wall. But, I thought I would give this camper all the treatments of the house. I'd like to give this camper, all the features of my mom's house. That's the kind of the point of this camper being designed the way it is, decorated the way it is. I would kind of like for it to be a small, this wall here, and then this wall wrapping around here, and this little wall here. These walls that are painted dark color would like them to be the grass cloth, okay? Yeah. So I'd like for this house to have the same as the house does. That's the whole point, kind of like a miniature house. Kind of like a tiny house, the feel of of this house, kind of to be incorporated into the camper. And if I put wood siding on this camper and put it on the truck, it will be a tiny house because it'll have wood siding. Now, there's a guitar playing. It's called fingerstyle guitar picking. Now, I'm just learning. I'm not good or anything like that. I'm just starting to learn. just going to practice my scales, as time goes on. But, but anyway, moods, just thinking about not letting the, I can have to gauge my moods, if I can try to focus on gauging my moods. And just try to keep my moods. Now, my mom got these two for me. These, hey, Merry Christmas, Hainer. How are you? These two throws right here. This one and this one, she got these two for me. Mom did. They go with the camper, So it's kind of like the camper to be like a miniature version of Mom's house, That's kind of what I want this camper to be. Kind of like a miniature version of Mom's house. Kind of give it that house feel, nice and at home with the grass cloth too. Add some of that in here. Maybe it'll really have a funky vibe, Feel like a little home. And put wood siding on the outside of it and some more house style windows. Get rid of a lot of the extra windows that I don't need. Just, it'll be pretty cool. Or just leave the outside the way it is, I just want to be satisfied. Be satisfied and try to be positive in life. Just try to, if things aren't positive, they're not worth thinking about, If things aren't positive, they're not worth thinking about. It's not worth it to think about negativity all the time. There's negative things we have to live with, but I think I'm tempted to be negative because if I stay negative, then I won't have to get depressed when bad things happen, You get depressed when bad things happen. The worse it hurts you when bad things happen is when your mood goes from positive to negative. It hurts worse when your mood goes from positive to negative. It seems to hurt worse. If your mood goes from positive to negative, it hurts worse. But if your mood's already negative, it doesn't affect you as much because you're already negative. You see what I'm saying? If you're already in a negative mood, it's not going to be that big of a change. You're thinking about death and hate, and suicide, and everything else bad. It's not going to affect you as much because you're already down in the dumps all the time. You're already negative. You're already down in the dumps, You're already in that kind of a mood. You're already in that kind of mood. A negative mood. So it doesn't affect you as much. Because you're already in a negative mood. You're trying to be positive, and then something, you go to a negative mood. Rosie O'Kelly, $5, honey. Merry Christmas. Thank you very, very much, Rosie. Love you and I appreciate you. Thank you. I really appreciate you lighting me up there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so if you're already, I appreciate it. Give Rosie a woo. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just did some cleaning up, cleaning up my dishes a little bit. Good night. Yeah, good night, all, Rosie. Good night, everybody. I'm getting ready to get off here, too. I did my dishes and cleaned those up. Here's all clean dishes here. I cleaned all these and they're all clean. They're all clean, too, so did those, got those cleaned. I'm going to redo the kitchen cabinet doors, too, sometime. I like the dark feel, but I want to paint this paneling when I get a job and get moving, working. A nice lamp. See, this is the original 1972 or whatever. I want to get something a little fancier and newer. We put up this border on the ceiling, It's all about contrast and some high-end style. That's why I'm saying if I had an RV, I would just want it to have some degree of, high-end style to it, Because this house, I feel like we put a lot of decor into it, the colors and the schemes and everything inside. If I was going to have an RV that would, whether it's not my full-time home, even if it was just part-time home, to stay in, I want it to be something I'm going to stay in. I want it to feel like I'm really in a little home, kind of a with some design to it, not just a factory original RV. I want it to have some kind of a flair, of a home. Like, the things we've done to the house, to make it, the colors to pop, the contrast of the colors to pop. That's why I'm coming up with the designs and the colors for the camper is to give it some kind of a contrast, color contrast and design contrast, Not just a camper, but something that's unique. Something that's nice like a little miniature motel room, like a Motel 6 in the back of a truck. You see what I mean? It's a Motel 6 motel room in the back of a truck. Maybe if I put the wood siding on it, it would be like a tiny home more. Because the inside would go with the outside. The inside and outside would mesh together because it's like a miniature tiny home of it. But it's on the back of a truck and it's still tiny as an RV. But blah 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 blah. So what I got on just to do my little thing, my little thing. So I'm gonna catch you on the flip side. I'm gonna catch up on a Milton John video, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you, Jeffrey, for being a member again. Thank you for that. Hayner, thank you. Thank you, Laura Lee. Thank you, Rosie O'Kelly. Thank you for everybody in the house. Catch you on the flip side. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.